mean, people will get offended, but if it a UP and Bihar out, for meantime, I think per capita income will grow. Yeah. But then, within like a week, the gangster was killed. So I don't know how he was killed, but
Maybe another gangster, most likely, to get on the good side of.
Welcome, Omar.
Yeah, hello, nice to be here.
How are you doing?
Yeah, great.
Great. Playing games since the morning.
More or less.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
So today, what I was thinking in the recent podcast, we talk about how you were raised in Romania, with the law fist and communist Romania. Um, we can talk about in this podcast how I was raised in UP. So, have you heard anything about UP, Bihar?
Yeah, I mean, I heard some crazy stories from there. Gang, even people from India,
Yeah.
they don't go to that place, which is in India, accessible. They're like, no, we don't want to go.
Yeah.
And even not to visit,
Like there's an interesting fact. UP's population, the whole state's population. So if you take away the first six countries, to the highest population, UP comes on the seventh.
Man. So it's like a big chunk of India's population.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's the biggest city in terms of, it's the biggest state in terms of legislation. Like there's 80 MPs and stuff. So it's amazing.
Yeah, because they have proportional representation.
It's kind of like the central government runs from that state. It's sort of like this. So if you have the power of UP, you have the power of the government, sort of in a way. So yeah, we had a lot of gangsters. Like
So basically, this UP is dragging the numbers down in India.
is
Like the numbers, all the GDP per capita, all the.
not just UP and Bihar together.
And Bihar, there's.
I mean, people will get offended, but if it a UP and Bihar out, for meantime, I think per capita income will grow. Yeah. But yeah, there were like gangsters and stuff when we were growing up, because I remember my grandfather used to work as an engineer in water supply or something, and he was kidnapped by the gangsters because he refused to pay them. What do you say, like
protection money?
protection money? Yeah. He refused to pay them protection money. So, but then within like a week, the gangster was killed. So I don't know how he was killed, but
Maybe another gangster, most likely, to get on the good side of.
Yeah. But it's all about caste gangsters. It was all caste gangsters.
Yeah, makes sense in India.
It's all like it depends on the region to region, but like how Noida has become advanced.
Yes.
Ghaziabad was also like one of the biggest crime cities. Ghaziabad, like this belt, it's all about caste. We had very bad gangsters. Very bad.
Yeah, because the common law is like really flexible, and if there is no people to enforce it, it can be abused to the max. Like in India, they didn't have they couldn't prosecute you that easily.
Who? Like in India?
Like in India, for example, because it's a democracy, you have to go through court, like DA, like prosecutors, like through a system, So it's not that straightforward. Like if the state, government, or whatever, they don't have like a vested interest to pursue you. It's or if it fails, basically they don't have a case, so then nothing happens,
Yeah.
So this is actually in Romania as well, how they, even though the Secret Service or the police, they knew, but they didn't have enough evidence to charge you, But they would never went because Romanians are quite peaceful, like for real. So they never went like killings and stuff. So these were like the whole population, like the whole group, they didn't like this, and they would never have agreed, So if somebody was killed, they would bring justice on him, as much as possible.
That's the difference between Romanians and people of UP. So, so the problem was, for example, there was this gangster called Atik. He has killed many people. and everyone was quiet. No one cares. No one cares if like someone dies. No one really cares because the survival rate is so low that your attention is on survival. So he killed so many people, and eventually he killed a politician. So when you kill a politician, it becomes a big case. That's when he was put in the jail. But when he was put in the jail, he used to get fresh newspaper every day. There, so they dig a whole pond of fresh water because he wants to eat fresh fish just for him catch, and like no refrigeration. They build a pond in the prison.
Yeah.
All the big officers, like they did, like the police officers and stuff, they used to play badminton with him. Some used to iron his t-shirt and stuff. So because they used to think if he can kill a sitting MP, a politician,
Exactly.
who is also a gangster
Yeah,
in some
yeah.
sense, then
Then.
so it's not democracy. It's just you. There are so many loopholes in the system.